Imagine opening your favorite photo album, expecting to relive your happiest memories. Yet what you're seeing isn't quite what you remember. The colors are more vivid, the sky's impossibly golden, and you can't shake the feeling the moment is just too perfect. Welcome to the new era of memories, crafted not just by your camera, but by artificial intelligence. Today, Google Photos powers the memory keeping of over 1.5 billion people, safeguarding an unfathomable 9 trillion photos and videos. But as this seemingly innocent app celebrates its 10th anniversary with a sweeping redesign and breathtaking new AI features, one question lingers. Are our memories becoming artificial? And most importantly, who really owns the stories of our lives? Let's dive into a world where your childhood birthday party, your graduation, or that once-in-a-lifetime trip might end up looking better, brighter, and even more magical than you remember. But make no mistake, behind this magic lies a fierce battle over technology, privacy, and the very definition of what's real. First, let's set the stage. Over the last decade, Google Photos has quietly become the planet's largest digital photo album. It began in 2015 as a simple way to back up and organize your snapshots. Born from the ashes of Picasso web albums, Google's earliest attempt at online photo sharing. Back then, people marveled at unlimited free storage and auto-magical facial recognition. The slogan? All your photos, organized and easy to find. But as we rolled into the 2020s, things changed. Competition from Apple's iCloud Photos and Amazon Photos heated up. Consumers demanded smarter tools, and privacy suddenly mattered more than ever. In response, Google Photos leaned hard into AI, making organizing, searching, and editing photos almost effortless. Gone were the days of endless scrolling and tedious sorting. Want to find every picture of your dog wearing a hat last winter? Simple. Just ask. Google's Gemini AI will fetch those images in an instant, understanding your plain English request with uncanny precision. The app's most recent update, marking its 10th birthday, is nothing short of a revolution. The interface has been streamlined. A redesigned editor now puts the power of AI front and center. Magic Editor, yes, it's called that, has been supercharged to anticipate your needs. Snap a gloomy beach photo? The new Sky Enhancer can transform overcast skies into painterly blues, with warmth and contrast that would make Ansel Adams proud. Portrait shots? Forget fiddling with sliders. Google recommends dynamic, color pop, or enhancement overlays, all tailored specifically for your subject. It's not just convenience, it's curation, and it's happening with a single tap. Editing has gone from an art to an interaction. Now you can tap directly on a person's face or the background, and the editor will suggest precisely the tools relevant to that area. It's context-aware, almost like having a professional retoucher living in your phone, except it's an algorithm with eyes everywhere. The upgrades don't stop there. Features once limited to Google's Pixel 9 phones, like the mind-bending Reimagine and Smart Auto Frame, are now in everyone's hands. Reimagine in particular takes things to a new level. Fancy adding a golden hour glow to your hike through suburban streets? In a few seconds, you can prompt Google's AI to overlay the soft, rich hues of sunset, even if you took the photo at noon in pouring rain. Want to banish gray clouds from a family barbecue and replace them with a blazing blue sky? Easy. Text prompts make it possible for anyone to transform not just the look, but the entire mood of a scene with unsettling realism. If you're worried about misplacing your subject in a group shot, Auto Frame is your new best friend. This tool analyzes each image, using classic principles like the rule of thirds and the golden ratio, then offers intelligent croppings that highlight key subjects and balance the composition. No more off-center portraits, unless that's your style, of course. The goal? To create photos that look professionally composed, even if you snap them in a hurry. But it's not just about editing, it's about sharing too. Google's new QR code sharing system is changing how we share memories, especially at social events. Imagine you're at a wedding, surrounded by dozens of guests snapping away. Now you can generate a QR code for an album, display it on a poster or a table card, and anyone nearby can instantly add their own shots to the communal album with a quick scan. No more chasing people for those amazing candid shots that always seem to slip away. Of course, this comes with granular permissions. You choose whether others can just view or actually contribute photos. It's a leap forward in event-based photo sharing, but also centralizes memory collection in a single place, Google's cloud. If all this sounds like science fiction, well, you're not alone. Many experts are both fascinated and deeply uneasy. Joanna Stern of the Wall Street Journal observes, "While the AI editing tools are fun to play with, they also raise questions about the authenticity of our memories, potentially leading to a distorted perception of the past." And it's not just about nostalgia. The underlying technology is evolving at breakneck speed. Google Photos is tapping into on-device AI processing, especially on Pixel phones with their custom Tensor G4 chips. This means powerful edits can happen instantly, right on your device, without ever sending the image to Google's servers. It's a move toward privacy-friendly edge computing, a trend shaping the future of mobile technology. But let's step back. Why are people so conflicted about these upgrades? Part of the answer comes down to the blurring lines between documentation and invention. When AI can convincingly change the weather, lighting, or even the faces of people in our pictures, where does the truth end and fiction begin? Designer Dan Provost puts it starkly, "I'm concerned about the potential for misuse, especially with AI generating convincing but fake images, which could erode trust in visual media and exacerbate misinformation." Think about the consequences. In a world where anyone can reimagine a memory, can we still trust the evidence of our eyes? Your picturesque vacation photo, was it really that stunning, or did you just have a few spare minutes and a playful prompt? If every party, every milestone, every event is curated and retouched, what happens to the raw, imperfect moments that made them unique? It's not just a philosophical problem. The ease and accessibility of these tools means photo manipulation is now truly democratized. Digital Photography Review notes, "The ease of use of the new AI editing tools lowers the barrier to entry for casual users, potentially democratizing photo enhancement, but also raising concerns about the proliferation of inauthentic and manipulated images." But there's another dimension, privacy. Google Photos' vast collection of personal moments is a goldmine and a target. The company is making moves to bolster user trust. They now use federated learning for training AI models. That means your private photos supposedly never leave your device. Instead, the lessons the AI learns are aggregated, anonymized, and sent back to Google to improve the algorithms. It's a technical marvel, but is it enough? Meanwhile, the new locked folder, protected by biometric authentication, offers a digital vault for your most sensitive images. Want to keep that embarrassing costume party pic just for yourself? Google is listening, or at least trying to reassure you that it's not. Yet, as market research firms point out, the competition is heating up. Smaller players with more aggressive pricing and stricter privacy guarantees are fighting for users disillusioned by big tech's appetite for data. If Google can't maintain user trust, millions might jump ship for platforms promising true privacy or even decentralized blockchain-based photo storage. And we haven't even mentioned Google's SynthID watermarking tool, now embedded in every image touched by Reimagine. In theory, this digital signature should allow anyone to spot an AI-edited photo. In practice, AI obfuscation tools are racing ahead, making detection a cat-and-mouse game between creators and regulators. All these changes are creating a new type of social hub. The updated Updates tab now merges shared album activity, comment threads, and notifications, turning Google Photos into something more interactive and, potentially, more addictive. Every shared memory becomes an opportunity for engagement, and every click, a trove of data for Google's algorithms. Even professionals are being courted. Raw photo editing is now available on select Android devices, giving seasoned photographers more control than ever before. The Halide camera team, creators of one of the best third-party photo apps, sound a note of caution. While AI can enhance photos, it's crucial to retain manual controls for users who want precise adjustments and creative expression, preventing a complete surrender to algorithmic manipulation. But what happens if the algorithm gets it wrong? Reddit user Pixel Junkie shares, "I love how easy it is to remove unwanted objects, but sometimes the AI creates weird artifacts, reminding me that I'm living in a world increasingly shaped by imperfect algorithms." Behind all the sleek features and promises of convenience, a storm is brewing, the fight over what it means to remember, to share, and to trust. As AI takes the wheel in crafting our visual memories, are we ready for the consequences? Consider this. With Google Photos' new tools, a single tap can erase an X from a wedding photo, add a sunset where there was none, or make your childhood home look as if it belongs in a fairy tale. Who decides what's true? What is a memory worth in a world where reality is malleable? As we move forward, one pivotal question remains. Will these AI-powered features empower us to tell our stories more beautifully, or will they ultimately undermine the very idea of truth in our most personal moments? We're only at the beginning of the story. Up next, we confront the economic and societal ripple effects of these changes. How will an AI-driven memory economy reshape the tech industry, our legal systems, and even our relationships? Could this technological leap forward backfire, or is this the dawn of an entirely new way to remember? Now, as we peel back the next layer, let's imagine how this AI revolution in Google Photos could reshape not just our photo albums, but the very fabric of our digital lives. The impact is far bigger than simply making it easier to fix a crooked horizon or brighten a dark selfie. We're standing at a crossroads. One road leads toward unprecedented creative empowerment, while the other risks eroding collective trust in what we see, remember, and share. Let's begin by peering into possible futures. On one hand, the opportunities are dazzling. The democratization of advanced editing, once the exclusive realm of professional photographers, means that anyone with a smartphone can now craft vivid, beautiful images. Google's Magic Editor and Reimagine tools let users summon sunlight, erase unwanted details, or even conjure up an entire new weather, turning an ordinary shot into an extraordinary memory. Imagine capturing your child's birthday under a cloudy sky and, with a tap and a prompt, transforming it into a golden, sun-drenched scene that looks straight out of a movie. For families, creators, and everyday users, the barrier between imagination and reality has never been thinner. But there's a shadow side to this power. As Joanna Stern of the Wall Street Journal puts it, while the AI editing tools are fun to play with, they also raise questions about the authenticity of our memories, potentially leading to a distorted perception of the past. When every stormy vacation can be relit and every awkward moment cropped or erased, what becomes of our honest recollections? Memories themselves may become less a record and more a project, a canvas, endlessly retouched, ultimately malleable. In this environment, trust in images as historical artifacts could erode. Will we start to second-guess every old photo, wondering, was that really how it happened? That's just the start. Zooming out even further, consider the economic and legal ripples. The photo storage industry is now a battlefield, with Google Photos AI features forcing rivals like iCloud and Amazon Photos to scramble for a competitive edge. Smaller startups, as noted by a leading market research firm, are fighting back with lower prices and tighter privacy guarantees. For users, this could spell better deals and faster innovation, but it'll also mean sifting through increasingly complex service agreements to figure out which platform actually respects your data. And speaking of data, Google Photos' new QR code sharing, hailed as a game changer for events, centralizes more personal content inside Google's ecosystem. Patrick Holland of CNET notes, collecting everyone's photos in one place is dead simple now, but also centralizes data collection in Google's ecosystem. The upside? Smoother, seamless sharing at weddings, meetups, and family reunions. The risk? Every scanned QR code and uploaded album is another breadcrumb in the company's vast data trail, potentially exposing users to new forms of surveillance or profiling, unless handled responsibly. From a legal perspective, the flood of AI-generated and edited photos brings fresh headaches. If you hand someone a QR code at your event and later discover AI-altered, misleading images being passed off as genuine, who's liable? New tools like SynthID, Google's watermarking technology for AI images, try to keep things honest, but the pace of obfuscation is breakneck. Dan Provost, a designer and co-founder of Studio Neat, warns, "I'm concerned about the potential for misuse, especially with AI generating convincing but fake images, which could erode trust in visual media and exacerbate misinformation. As AI becomes more sophisticated, so do the tricks for hiding its fingerprints." Socially, the stakes are even higher. We live in an era where images can go viral in hours and influence opinions, even elections, in days. If a single altered photo can spark a movement or a misunderstanding, how do we protect ourselves from the avalanche of possible misuses? The classic joke about pics or it didn't happen suddenly feels out of date. Now even the most convincing photo might not count as proof. Yet it's not all doom and gloom. There's an undeniable thrill in the creative freedom these tools provide. For the first time, casual users can access pro-level raw editing, explore color grading, and recover details that once required years of training and expensive software. The Halide camera team reminds us, while AI can enhance photos, it's crucial to retain manual controls for users who want precise adjustments and creative expression. preventing a complete surrender to algorithmic manipulation. This leads us naturally into what these changes mean for you, the practical lessons and potential benefits. First, embrace the creative expansion, but with awareness. If you want to inject magic into your photos, these tools make it easier than ever. You can experiment with dramatic lighting, remove distractions, even relive a moment in a different season or weather. But use these powers with intent. Ask yourself, am I preserving the memory or rewriting it? Is this image for fun and art or for documentation? If authenticity matters, say for family archives or legal records, consider saving both the original and the edited version. Google Photos makes it possible to keep untouched copies in your library, so you always have a reference to what really happened. For particularly sensitive images, the locked folder feature, protected by biometric authentication, offers extra peace of mind. Second, get familiar with privacy settings. The new QR code sharing system offers granular permissions. You can control whether viewers can just look or also upload their own photos. This is great for collaborative albums, but always double-check before sharing widely. The boundary between our pictures and the internet's pictures grows fuzzier by the day. A wild album at a private party could, with one QR code, become a digital free-for-all. Third, keep an eye on the new watermarking technologies like SynthID. While not foolproof, they're a step toward making it easier to distinguish AI-generated content. If you're running a business, journalism outlet, or simply value transparency in your personal gallery, look for these markers and be wary if you don't see them. Fourth, explore the powerful search capabilities. Google Photos Gemini AI can parse incredibly complex queries, such as, "Find all pictures my daughter took at the park last October." This brings new convenience, but also raises privacy concerns. Remember that every labeled face, place, or event feeds an AI model learning from your life. Use locked folders and review account settings if you want to fence off private memories from the algorithm's hungry gaze. And fifth, don't forget the social hub potential. The revamped Updates tab blends photo sharing, conversations, and notifications. For many, this could even start to replace traditional social media. But with greater engagement comes greater digital footprints, so consider what you're sharing, with whom, and why. As we stand at this crossroads, let's return to our burning question. Will AI-powered photo editing and sharing empower us, or threaten the very trust and truth at the core of our memories? The answer, perhaps, is both, and neither. The tools themselves are neutral, but our choices in using them will shape their legacy. In the best case, this technology will let us tell richer, more meaningful stories, bridge distances with shared experiences, and unlock creative energies once reserved for experts. In the worst case, it could foster a world where every image is suspect, memories are endlessly reshaped, and the line between history and invention blurs into oblivion. It's up to each of us to draw the line. Use these tools to enhance, not erase, the beauty of imperfection. Celebrate the spontaneous, the flawed, the real, even as you explore the fun of fantasy retouching. It's possible to have both, to make art and to remember truth, side by side. And here's a secret fact many users don't realize. Google Photos actually employs federated learning and on-device AI to improve its features without directly accessing your private photos. That means your edits are teaching the algorithms, yes, but without shipping raw images off to a central server. This edge computing approach is quietly changing the privacy equation and could become the new norm in an era of rising data concerns. So, what's next? Keep experimenting, keep asking questions, and stay informed. If you value authenticity, advocate for transparency. If you love creative tools, push for better manual controls. And above all, remember that the future of your memories isn't written by AI, but by you. Are you intrigued or alarmed by these changes? Have you tried Google Photos AI tools, and how have they changed your relationship with your memories? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this exploration helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more deep dives into the world